Whitening the Sky, Light Pollution as a Form of Cultural Genocide, is about how light pollution is a serious problem that affects our environment in many ways. In this collaboration with Duane and Krystal, I came up with the title of this paper. So therefore, I'd like to discuss what whitening the sky means. And I'd like to talk about that in terms of a few different areas: light pollution, slow violence, and how slow violence and lateral violence are sometimes interconnected. The term cultural genocide refers to the deliberate destruction of people's cultural heritage, including traditions, languages, and spirituality and identity. While light pollution may not be a deliberate attempt to destroy culture, it can have a similar effect by erasing the night sky. Many cultures throughout history have developed astronomical knowledge and tradition based on their observation of the night sky for thousands of years. And this can be seen through stories, songs, art, calendars, ceremonies. And light pollution can have a devastating impact on these cultural traditions by making it difficult, if not impossible, to see the stars at night. The bright lights from cities and other sources can wash out the night sky, making it difficult to see even the brightest stars. Although light pollution may not be a deliberate attempt on cultural genocide, I would argue that it's complex, because that's where I would bring in the concept of slow violence, which was introduced by Robert Nixon, who is a professor in environmental humanities. It's a type of violence that is often related to environmental degradation and other slow-moving disasters such as climate change, deforestation, and pollution. Slow violence is a form of violence because it harms people and communities, affecting those who are marginalized or living in poverty. An example of this is rising temperatures, rising sea levels, increased incidence of drought, flooding, and other weather events. In this case, with this paper, it's light pollution. Slow violence, although it's different from lateral violence, they're two very different concepts. Slow violence can be caused by environmental factors, economic policies, and other external forces. And it's gradual and often invisible, and because it occurs over an extended period of time. Lateral violence is often a result of historical trauma, systemic oppression, and other internal factors. While I recognize that it's important to understand slow and lateral violence as distinct issues that require different approaches, slow and lateral violence can in fact intersect and overlap, particularly in communities that are already marginalized and facing multiple challenges. Addressing both slow violence and lateral violence is essential for creating more equitable communities. The concept of slow violence is crucial for understanding the interconnectedness of environmental and social justice issues. It highlights the need for a long-term, holistic, or transdisciplinary approach. This leads on to transdisciplinary pedagogy and how it relates to Indigenous knowledge. Transdisciplinary pedagogy is an approach to teaching and learning that goes beyond disciplinary boundaries and integrates knowledge from various forms and perspectives. It recognizes that many of the most pressing issues facing society today are complex and multifaceted and cannot be addressed adequately by one single discipline or area of expertise. Transdisciplinary pedagogy recognizes the importance of integrating different perspectives and ways of knowing to gain a more complete understanding of complex issues. Transdisciplinary pedagogy emphasizes the importance of collaborating across disciplinary boundaries. Transdisciplinary pedagogy and Indigenous knowledge share a commitment to collaboration, integration, and sustainability, and offer an approach to teaching and learning that can help us address some of the most pressing challenges today. Indigenous knowledge is a body of knowledge and practices developed by Indigenous people over thousands and thousands of years based on relationships of the land, water, animals, and other beings is also complex. And this is often transmitted through oral traditions and community practices. Learning Indigenous knowledge is about recognizing the importance and value of Indigenous knowledge systems and the unique perspective they offer by communities that have deep relationships with land, sea, sky, and water and ecosystems. Indigenous knowledge encompasses wide areas and is complex in the way that there's ecological knowledge, medical practices, cultural traditions, spiritual beliefs, and science, and it's evolving. It's not static. Some people feel that by learning Indigenous knowledge diminishes the Western knowledge systems that we have. I'm not suggesting that. I'm suggesting that learning Indigenous knowledge allows a broader understanding of the world around us and fosters greater respect for diverse knowledge systems. And it is important that when we're learning Indigenous knowledge, to learn it with respect and develop genuine relationships of trust with Indigenous collaborators.